$5 million home.
Oh, your sister lives in South Elgin.
Yeah, one of them.
How's
It
she
would be
like
like
it out there?
she likes it. I mean, she
Yeah,
lives in Bellemere, which is like a nice community. Her
yeah,
house would probably be like $2 to $3 million, actually.
yeah. It's it's crazy. It's crazy.
Other than that,
Cool.
it was cool,
No,
man.
glad you had a good time.
Yeah, it was
All right,
fun.
let's do it. All right, and
Yeah,
just to confirm, we are broadcasting right now. I am looking at
it's
it, and
recording.
it's recording.
It says live.
It-
It says live.
we're doing it live. All right, here we
All right,
go.
all right.
Hey guys, welcome to a special edition of the Late Night Lake Show podcast. It is your host, RJ Barnes. I am joined, as always, by my uber talented, super busy, always working, but fresh off vacation, Danny. Danny, what's happening,
Yeah.
man?
Recharged the batteries, feeling good. Caught some Lakers over in Cabo, so it was cool. It was a cool little vacay. Now back at it. Actually, I was happy to go back to work. As crazy as that sounds.
Yeah, no. So Danny, just real quick, guys, is that person that is the workaholic. Like he clocks in 50-hour, shifts. Like it's BAU. So if you ever get mad at that one guy in the office that's just an overachiever, that's Danny. But hey, that's
I
that's my
you
guy.
know I try, man. It's when you read a bunch of things, you see the mama mentality. Kind of you try to use that at the workplace.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. And to honestly, I think this episode that we're recording today, today's show, is a perfect kind of, smooth transition back into your work week.
Yeah,
Actually,
absolutely.
while were down in paradise getting your Virgin Island tan on, do you know what recently happened in the NBA world as far as milestones in the season?
Well, it's not February, so it's not All Star Weekend. Oh, I
No.
mean, there's voting. Is there any voting going through? I don't know.
No, I think we should actually talk about all-star voting on a different episode because I take that pretty seriously. Am I weird for doing that? But no, that's not what I'm getting at. It's the halfway point. We have officially crossed the midway point of the season. It feels like
Wow.
we just started, right?
Yeah. Wow.
So
Wow.
for, Lakers have played 43 games. Last night they lost to the Utah Jazz 113-95. That brings the record to 23-20. They still hold the eighth seed in the West. Just as a whole, that's about where we would expect the Lakers to be without LeBron. They're treading water. And that's all we can ask for right now. And hopefully LeBron will be back within the next
Hmm.
4 or 5 games. So, but
Hopefully, man. We need the king back in the lineup.
uh, that is for sure. But
That's
with
a
that
yeah.
said, crossing the halfway point, we are able to look back and finally put our hot takes into perspective, see where we were right, see where we were wrong, and actually put that into nominations. On today's episode, we're going to do things a little differently. We're actually going to set a few categories and nominate our favorite players for each category. We have some special dedicated names for each grouping. Danny's going to give his pick. I'm going to give my pick. I don't know what he has. He doesn't know what I have, but we're going to make our selections for our mid-season award ceremony, if you will. Danny, how does that
Yeah.
sound? You down for that?
Yeah, I got the red carpet all ready. The halfway point is here, and let's give these awards out.
Nice. I'm excited. All right, let's do it. I've been thinking about this all day. So
Yeah.
hang on. Let's try this. Let's try this. Let me dim the lights. And our first category, we have the Young Bull Award. This award goes to the. Sorry, let me do that again. I feel like I did it twice the first time too, but let me do that again.
It's okay.
And our first category for tonight is the Young Bull Award. This is the Ronnie Turiaf Award for our favorite young core Lakers player. It is the player that we think, out of our young core members, that is nearest to our heart. Danny, who
Hmm.
is winning the Ronnie Turiaf Award for the Young Bull?
My favorite young core member. It's been a really up and down season, and we used to do our right in the beginning of the show our young core power rankings, and I kind of bagged on this guy kind of early because he had such good success last year, and in the beginning of the season he kind of looked not lost, but he didn't have his groove. But now that I see what he can really do and how the season's progressed and how he stepped up, my favorite young core member and the winner, in my opinion, of course, for the Young Bull Award for the Ron Chernoff Award goes to Kyle Kuzma, Mr. Buckets. I'm going with Kyle Kuzma on this one, Ricky.
Okay, Kyle Kuzma. Why'd you
Uh,
give it to Kuz?
I gave it a Kuz because of the step up. When you had Ingram go down, when you had Lonzo not playing well, when you have LeBron go down, who was the guy to step up in that role and say, "Hey, give me the ball, let me get it to the bucket, let me lead you to victory." Especially when it comes to the offensive end, it was Kyle Kuzma, and he did it at such a really high percentage. I think, like I said before, it was the December to remember for Kyle Kuzma when he was averaging close to 25 a game, 8 rebounds a game, and he was doing it all. And he shot better percentages as of late. In the last few games, kind of been inconsistent. He had a really big explosive game with a career high of 41 against his hometown Detroit Pistons, but then came back against Utah and kind of had a flop game. But overall, Kyle Kuzma has been my favorite young core Lakers player this season so far. And my runner-up, I would give it to a tie between all three other members because it's kind of hard to pick a number two. Hart, Ingram, and Zoe have all been great in spurts, but I think Kyle Kuzma really took the torch with this one.
Interesting. Okay, so Kuz as a whole to me, he's just very conflicting in my life. He reminds me of just some like shooting star that just comes around every so often, and just when he is hot, he's hot. It's great, but his consistency is very few and far in between. And I think his ultimate role is coming off the bench when it's all said and done this season. So I hold my judgment with Kuz, and also what the hell is wrong with his 3-point percentage? When he just fell off a cliff. But I guess that's what you got to do: shoot or shoot, right?
Yeah, of course, that's the motto, man.
Right. So, but I had as my Ronnie Turiaf Award winner for Young Bull Award, Lonzo Ball.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
People,
I honestly thought you were going to say Ingram straight up.
no. I battled back and forth. Ingram was my second pick out of the young core members, but I gave it to Lonzo. Lonzo is averaging 9.5 points, 5.2 assists, 5 point Lonzo's averaging 9.5 point. Wow. Lonzo is averaging 9.5 points, 5.2 assists, and 1 point. This man is dyslexic. All right. So on the year, Lonzo is averaging 9.5 points, 5.2 assists, and 5.1 rebounds. And honestly, I don't know what to make of any of it. He's like, when I watch Lonzo, it's like watching some thing that was made in a scientist lab and someone just forgot an important ingredient. You remember the Powerpuff Girls? It was sugar and spice and everything nice. It was like they just forgot everything nice, and all the Powerpuff Girls were just really assholes the entire show. But like Lonzo's everything nice that he's missing is shooting and finishing at the rim, in which I don't know if you noticed, Danny, those are two pretty important things when playing basketball.
Especially at the point guard position when you have to be uber athletic and you have to be able to do so many different things. Your versatility is in question, but he makes up for that in so many other ways when it comes to defense, because his defense can turn into offense, and he gets those easy layups, he gets those transition buckets, he gets those outlet passes. So he does everything right. If he can get his field goal percentage up and he can get that 3-point percentage up near 40, I'm not saying he has to be a 40-plus shooter, Lonzo would be a great player. I mean, he is a great young player, but I want to see that development to the next step.
Well, I feel like I was actually in my nomination for Lonzo. I was giving the reasons why he shouldn't be there. But the reason why I picked him is because he is just such a fascinating basketball prospect.
Absolutely.
It's like if you could just dial two things that you see are kind of there. Like Lonzo's shot's never going to be pretty, but if it's his. And we've seen plenty of NBA players that had ugly shots that just hit. Sean Marion, he had an ugly one. You had Michael Redd, he had an ugly shot. You had Kevin Martin, he had an ugly shot. All of them.
I like Michael Redd's shot.
The slingshot was cool,
yeah,
man. But I guess,
you know what, Jason Kidd, to how great he was and great he is. They used to call him Asen Kid because there was no J. But at the end of the day, he finished at the time because of the whole 3-point ups and downs. He finished number 3 all time in 3-point makes and 3-point field goals made.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
If he could, I'm not saying he has to be that, but if he can get somewhere near that, Lonzo could be great.
See, so you see where I'm coming from. We're giving Lonzo the Young Bull Award. And Ronnie Turiaf was never the best prospect on the Lakers. It's just when you watched him, it was just watching a beautiful piece of basketball performance. His was just energy, and you just knew, damn his flaws. What he did right was just so entertaining to watch. And that you didn't care. That's how I feel about Lonzo. So this is great. On the first one, we disagree. You pick Kuzma, I pick Lonzo. So let's throw it to Twitter, and we're gonna
let the fans decide.
Yeah, let's let the fans decide. We'll do a Twitter poll, and we'll let you guys decide who wins the mid-year award for the Young Bull Ronnie Turiaf nomination. Moving on, Danny. Actually, do you want to take on the next nominee?
Absolutely. This award's named after one of my favorite Lakers, and I'm sure it's one of your favorite Lakers too, Ricky. Coming off the bench, Mr. Lamar Odom, a.k.a. the sham god of the century when he hit that in the pickup game. But Lamar Odom as a six-man was amazing for the Lakers. Won the six-man award in 2011. It was a huge part of the Lakers' finals runs from 07-08 all the way to 2010. And this is the bench player / six-man Lamar Odom Award. Ricky, let's hear your nominations and your winner, or nomination and your winner.
Okay. So I feel like all my picks are a little bit against the grain. People are going to be like, what the hell is this man on with a lot of my picks? But I am going right off the bat with another sleeper pick, and I'm nominating Tyson Chandler. The big man coming over from Phoenix. I actually really, really, really like Tyson Chandler as a defensive presence and holding that second unit. And to be honest, how he plays with the starting unit is just as equally impressive. But I'll get into that in a little bit. I had Rondo in my consideration, but he's kind of been out of sight, out of mind. Like, I honestly, truly don't understand what's wrong with Rondo's hand. Like, this is probably the 4th or 5th hand injury that he's had in the last 3 to 4 years. Like, maybe, I don't know. Rondo's 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah.
And they always talk about how big his hands are. Like, does he have
baseball mitts?
Yeah, does he have Shaq hands? Like, maybe they're too big. Is he just poking people and breaking, extra long limbs? I don't know. But Rondo would have gotten this. I love how Rondo plays. I love how he holds down the second unit. But I love me some Tyson Chandler. He's literally the lumberjack of a basketball game.
Oh, yeah.
All he has is 1 to 2 jobs, and that is set bone-crushing screens and protect the rim. Like, he averages a half a block a game in his limited minutes. The Lakers are, absolutely a better rebounding team when him in the game. They defend better too. There's a case to be made. Chandler should be starting, like I said. The minutes kind of show that with the starting unit and McGee going with the bench, the starters actually have a better defensive rating. And if we're looking at what's more important in the playoffs, I would say defense over offense. Obviously, you got to put the ball in the bucket, but that's why we signed LeBron James this year. But, I don't want to get too much into that because McGee with the second unit, I don't know how that works out. But as a whole, to put a cherry on top of all this, Tyson Chandler is shooting a better free throw percentage than Lonzo Ball and Brandon Ingram. He gets an award for that alone.
I'll give him 2 awards: the best free throw shooter on the team and that. You know what I mean?
Like, I
Uh,
mean, seriously.
no, you're absolutely right. I think Tyson Chandler is great. I think for what he does and what he brings to the table, he's Hall of Fame quality in a way. He's a big man who's been around since 2000. He's lasted this long in the NBA. He's done it all. He's reinvented himself from a guy who was playing early on in Chicago. Is he really can he actually play like a back to basket center? He was never that. What he really was, though, is an energy guy, crazy athletic, long, and can defend multiple big positions. And he's a shot blocker, a rebounder, offensive rebounder, a tip getter, whatever he is. He does his job perfectly. He is the ultimate team player. No wonder why he has a ring. No wonder why he has a few Olympic gold medals. And I'm glad he's out of that situation in Phoenix and we got him.
Yes, sir. So, with that being said, who gets the Lamar Odom Six Man Award to you?
So for me, there was a couple options for me, but I had to really limit it. If you look at the Lakers in the beginning of the season, you're thinking, okay, Josh Hart, Kyle Kuzma. Well, Kuzma's been in and out of starting lineup, so get him off that. Okay. Then you have like Josh Hart, really good in the beginning of the year. Kind of had his like slumps, still kind of slow on defense, but he's been one of our best knockdown shooters. He was a consideration. Same thing with, maybe a guy like Lance Stevenson. When he's going to be that guy? No, but he's a solid 7th or 8th man. I'm going to go with, I know Tyson Chandler was your pick, and he was a really good consideration, but I'm going to go with Rajon Rondo, the guy you mentioned earlier, because of what he brought when he's in, what he
That makes
brings when he's
sense.
in. And especially, I've watched games when Rondo was not only in, but he was just commanding the offense so well. He is a true maestro on the court. And on Christmas Day, that really showed what Rondo can bring because he can actually win you a game, especially when a guy like LeBron's out. He's that guy who's, hey, might not be here, but I know a thing or two. I've won a championship. I've been to the finals before. I've led teams before, and I'm going to keep doing that. And I saw a game, I remember early on in the season against Portland, and he just took over that fourth quarter in Portland as well. So he has that big game ability that I love. And come playoff time, he might not get you 20 points, but if he gets you 8 points, 6, 7 rebounds, and about 8, 9 assists off the bench, those are triple-double-esque numbers for Rondo. Like, what else would you want from the guy? And he plays tremendous defense, makes great decisions. He is my Lamar Odom 6-man of the year or 6-man award for the midway part of the season.
Yeah, when you think about it, he kind of is like the, 6, 7 inches shorter version of Lamar Odom in the fact that he is that distributor, fast break. I mean, he doesn't have the height, but he has the vision and he
Oh,
doesn't
my
have the
goodness.
outside shooting. But, I was, getting on Rondo a little bit earlier, but Rondo, all I needed to see from Rondo, like I just needed to see from LeBron, was signs that they still had their 100% peak still in the tank. LeBron has proven that plenty of times over during the year. And so has Rondo, to be honest with you. I just need him healthy. So if we can just bubble wrap him and get him to contribute and stay healthy
Yeah.
and get into the playoffs, the Bulls had a chance to make a run with a healthy Rondo, and then he got hurt. The Pelicans had a chance to make.
They
They
swept
did.
the
They
Blazers. They
swept the
swept the
Blazers
Blazers.
with Rondo, and then they got knocked out. But you take a healthy Rondo with a healthy LeBron, and to be honest, you also take into consideration the inconsistencies of Lonzo. I'm sorry, but playoff time, those are for big boys. Those are for adults. And if Lonzo's not performing, you put in the person that has been to the finals multiple times, has been in the playoffs, and has been battle tested time in and time out.
Yeah.
Rondo is a perfect asset.
And Rondo will do things that aren't on the stat sheet. And that's what I love. He will get under the opponent's skin. He'll stick up for his teammates. Do you guys not recall that he gave Chris Paul a little taste of his own medicine and got in his face and also punched him in the face? But
Yeah.
Rondo is the guy you want on your team. And this was someone who's going to take the Lakers with the young guys to another level because of the mental game. And he's going to bring that. That's why he's my 6-man of the year so far. If he stays healthy, he could be that throughout the whole season.
I agree. All right, we're going to take a quick little commercial break, and when we come back, we'll get into more midseason awards. All right, that was good stuff, Danny. Anything you wanted to point out, or are you good to go?
No. I think everything's good. If you want to start off the next segment.
Yep. All right. All right, guys, and we are back. Our next award that we are handing out is dedicated to Sasha Vujicic. It is the Machine Award. This is our most improved player. Actually, it's going to be dedicated to the player that has progressed the most from the start of the year, in your opinion. Danny, your opinion. Who is your most improved Lakers player?
My most improved Laker player. I'm going to have to go with, there was, again, another couple nominations, but I'm going to stick to one. I'm going to go with Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball, from the beginning of the season till now, has made strides that you might not see it in the stat sheet, kind of like a Rondo, but you see it in the game, and you're like, wow, this guy is a for-sure starter. This guy is a number 2 pick, and this guy is a future point guard in the NBA. And it started in the offseason. Put on weight, put on the muscle. Now he's more athletic. Now he's faster. Now he's stronger. He's not going to get bodied or bullied. Number 2, his shot. It looks a lot better. It looks a lot more fluid. I've seen him take more mid-range jumpers than those floaters he used to take last season, or those hesitated shots. And I see him take more step backs and the threes he hits. Even if he does miss, I feel like his confidence is up, so he can keep shooting. Another thing, defense. He is probably, in my opinion, what I've seen, a top 3 to 5 guard defender in the league. He does it all. Yeah, I said it right there. Lonzo Ball is tough. Lonzo Ball is tough to break down. It's hard to.
I don't see that on SportsCenter. I don't see that on Twitter. Right? What are you talking about? Lonzo's terrible. He doesn't play defense.
Yeah, Lonzo was doing things on defense. The fact that he can just put someone on clamps and take him out of the game is huge. And the improvement is also his mental game, like I was saying earlier, with the confidence to make the dimes, the no-look passes, and the touch passes that he's throwing. Confidence that, hey, I'm going to guard Jamal Murray, and I'm going to rip it from him, and I'm going to keep dogging him until he gives up. Confidence where, if I miss this next shot, who cares? I'm going to take the other one because I know I'm going to be open. I know I'm going to hit it. That's the improvement. That's the most improved player I see on the Lakers. And, of course, he's a great rebounding guard. And especially the playmaking, when you have a guy like LeBron on your team who's taking away your creation opportunities and you're still putting up, numbers such as 9, 5, and 5. Great. I love seeing that.
I mean, I don't know how much I'm supposed to actually combat that, because that was a perfect case for Lonzo being the most improved player of the year. But I'm going to throw out another sleeper pick that probably no one is thinking about. Are you ready for this?
Let me guess. Is it? It's not KCP. Is it Zubac? Is it Zubac?
KCP. No. Okay. Actually, we're not playing this. I'm just going to tell you. It is Michael Beasley. Michael Beasley is my most improved player in the year. I know it's crazy.
Time out. You're saying Michael Beasley.
Time in. Yes, Michael Beasley. And let me tell you why. Let me tell you why.
I'll hear you out. Let me hear you out, Ricky.
Let's just start with this. Michael Beasley was brought over to the Lakers with little to no expectations. He was kind of just as a break in case of emergency insurance for if people got hurt on the Lakers. Danny, are people hurt on the Lakers?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay, so people are hurt on the Lakers right now. So Michael Beasley is playing, and on the year, in the 10 minutes he is averaging a game, mind you, he didn't play the first 12 games of the year. He just sat on the bench.
I think he did sparingly, though, like literally 4 minutes.
Literally sparingly. But on the year, he's averaging 7.3 points, 1.9 rebounds, and 0.7 assists. He's putting up numbers in the opportunities that he's getting. He's fresh off that 19-4 against Detroit a couple of games ago on his birthday. Michael Beasley has been putting up numbers in this league for a long time now. It's just a lot of the other stuff that's been associated with him that has been turning him away or has been causing him issues on teams.
Yeah.
But there's never been a doubt that Michael Beasley knew how to get buckets. Like, that doesn't go away,
No,
right?
he's a pure bucket getter, man. I think the biggest thing with Beasley was the opportunities when you're young like that and you get picked high, the expectations through the roof, maybe at early age, and nothing against him, maybe he couldn't handle it. But now as he grew and matured, he's like, hey, I put in the work, I have to do this, do that. I'm going to be a good player.
Shout out to Cranjis McBasketball for the 2 stats that I'm about to lay on you right here about Michael Beasley. Beasley on the year for the Los Angeles Lakers has been the most efficient ISO scorer on the team. Let that sink in.
Wait,
on a
what?
team with LeBron James on the roster, Michael Beasley has been the most efficient ISO scorer. Now, you want to talk about minutes disparity. Yes, that is very prevalent. But the fact that Beasley in his limited minutes is so efficient from in ISO situations, which he gets a decent amount of, whether in garbage time or in, the end of quarter situations, he's getting those buckets. And that, I think, is indicative of why he's on the roster, is to shoot and make it. And the second stat that I want to lay on you is he is the second most efficient spot up scorer behind KCP
You're
on the
kidding.
team. Second behind KCP. Cranjis, thank you for those stats.
But yeah, shout out to you. But damn, you're telling me Michael Beasley is a better ISO scorer? Obviously, okay, you said LeBron James, but better ISO scorer than Brandon Ingram, who goes ISO most of the time, and Kyle Kuzma?
Better than the mid-range demigod Brandon Ingram. Better than Kyle Kuzma, he's been very limited in his ISO situations lately. He's really focusing on those catch and shoots. But hell, when he got off for those 40 points in the 3 quarters, he had no ISO situations. But anyways, yeah, no, he is doing what he's been doing, and I think people need to start recognizing that, or let me start ringing the bell and set a flag on Beasley Island. That's my hill. Now, actually, I think I have to bump Cranjis off, or at least set up some real estate on his on that land. But yeah, no, I'm all in for Beasley. So I think from going from not playing to having a really throwback game against Detroit, and additionally, what he's gone through this year, him being away from the team with his mom passing and all that, and then coming back and really playing his best basketball, it really just shows what a professional that he is. And, really a lot of the rumors or kind of the negative stuff that went along with Michael Beasley, we have seen none of that, and it's really been a treat to see.
Yeah, it's nice to have a guy like that. I mean, he's just turned 30, I believe 29 or 30. So he is older in this league. Still relatively young, but he's 30 years old, and he has a lot of young guys around him. He wants to set that good example. So don't do what I did when I was younger, type thing. And he's taking that and he's running with it. And I love to see that.
That makes me think of, like, Michael Beasley is probably the older version of a guy that would talk to Brandon Ingram and be like, listen, I was in your shoes one time.
I was a number 2 pick.
I was a former number 2 pick. Don't make the same mistakes I did. Yeah. I had the world in my hands.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't get traded. Don't get dropped from the Knicks.
Yeah. Just remember, he was balling on the Knicks on the latter end of the season when everyone else was hurt and they knew they weren't going to the playoffs. Carried that energy into this season, which was great. Working really hard. Shout out to Beasley. Just remember, though, they listed Michael Beasley in college at like 6'10". He measured at the combine like barely 6'7" or 6'8". I just love that story.
Yeah. No, anytime I get to have a little Michael Beasley appreciation, I take full advantage of it. But moving on, Danny, what's our next nominee? What's our next category?
So again, another one of my favorite Lakers. You might remember him, Andrew Bynum. Remember Andrew Bynum? I love Andrew Bynum. He was good when in his time in his peak with the Lakers. And unfortunately, even when he did get traded for Dwight Howard, I was quite upset. But this award is kind of a flipped award. It's not really an accomplishment. It's more like the player to most get let go / traded, the Andrew Bynum Award. Ricky, your nominee and your winner.
That's funny because like you said, Bynum did have some good moments with the Lakers, a lot of good memories, and I really liked him too. But he was always in trade rumors. I feel like Kobe like
Yeah.
handpicked him, wanted him to get flipped for either Jason Kidd or Kevin Garnett or whoever the hell at the
Yeah.
time when it was time for him to get traded. But funny enough, actually, to bring it full circle, Danny, a little quick trivia I want to lay on you. So
What's up?
Andrew Bynum had 2 All-Star appearances. He at his peak was the best or the second best center in the league, but
Yeah.
injuries brought him down. My question for you is Andrew Bynum's second ACL tear, somebody fell into his knee. Who fell into Andrew Bynum?
The only guy that wouldn't get cut from the team if they happened to him, it's Kobe.
Yeah, yes, man. I'll never forget that moment.
Man,
That's
I think it was
engraved
against the
into Lakers
Timberwolves.
history. Wow, that's good that if you can remember that far back.
Yeah, I think it was against the Timberwolves, and like Kobe went up. I think it was Timberwolves. He went up for a layup, kind of like stumbled backwards. All you see is a big 7'1" guy just fall on his back, and I'm like, oh god, what happened?
You
Torn
saw it.
ACL.
You saw it on Kobe's face. You saw it on
Uh,
Bynum's face when he went and started grabbing his knee. Okay, I don't want to bring up any of the dark memories of that era, but I think we have the same answer for this question. Player most likely to get traded. I think it's KCP, right? Do you have Contavious Caldwell Pope?
yeah, I actually do.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So I think we could just go back and forth on this one. I think that LeBron, first of all, I think the other 2 players considered to be traded in my mind were Lance Stevenson and Josh Hart.
Wow.
I don't think Lance is as much of a surprise as Josh Hart is actually.
That's why I'm more wowing about the whole Josh. Lance has his moments, but it's still Lance Stevens. I want him around in playoff time, man.
Yeah, I mean, well, you never know in regards to Josh Hart what veteran might become available, and they might want their team might want to rebuild and might want Josh Hart in the first, and you do it, because you have LeBron, and if you think you could go for it, who knows, someone might get injured on another team, you go for it, and if Josh Hart is the difference between you and really challenging for an NBA title, I don't think anyone's going to lose sleep over it. But diverting back to KCP, right? I think his contract, his deity, whatever oath he had to Clutch Sports and LeBron and whatever Illuminati Wolfpack signed in blood contract that him coming to the Lakers needed to happen. I think he's fulfilled that, right? I think he's fulfilled his blood oath, and he can move on with the rest of his life. I think Rich Paul and him are both on the same page, and I honestly think that Magic and Rob are on the same page too, with trying to find him his next home, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, when you sign a 1-year, $12 million deal, it's kind of like, hey, thanks KCP for getting us LeBron. Here's your token of appreciation. KCP. It's interesting because we brought him in for that reason, the whole Clutch Sports Rich Paul thing. But he's actually a pretty decent player. He's still young, 25, 26 years old. Plays pretty good D, can hit the 3. I think if he does go somewhere, it's going to be like Houston, probably a team maybe like New Orleans, or even across the hall with the Clippers. Seen a lot of Laker transitions and go to the Clippers. Maybe because they love LA so much. I don't know. Maybe they want to deal with all the traffic still. I don't know. But I think KCP goes in one of those directions. I don't think he's going east. I think he's going to stay west if we get rid of him.
You think he's staying in the conference? All right. Who are you thinking?
I'm thinking either New Orleans, because they would need some spread shooting to go alongside Anthony Davis. And I would think Houston, again, another team that needs more spread shooting because James Harden loves to hold the ball for 18 to 20 seconds. And if he doesn't have it, dish it out to a shooter. Bang. That's another one. And then of course, across the hall of the Clippers. We've seen that move a million times. It went from Lou Williams to Wesley Johnson to Lamar Odom. It's just such an easy transition to go from Clipper to, or Laker to Clipper.
I just want to rewind about 45 seconds and replay one thing you just said. And then honestly, Danny, I'm actually going to take the clip and then like do a replay motion and replay one thing you just said. And then I'm going to jump back in and come in with this. Hang on. Danny, did you just say that you could see KCP on the Pelicans?
Yeah, I definitely, yeah.
You said, okay, I'm sorry. Let me say that one more time. Danny, did you just say that you could see KCP on the Pelicans with Anthony Davis? Did I hear that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what the Twitter streets or Lakers Nation would look like if the ticker came on down on ESPN? We all got our tweets from Shams or Woj that said the Los Angeles Lakers have made a trade with the New Orleans Pelicans, trading Kentavious Caldwell-Pope for what? Not Anthony Davis? Come,
yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
talking about this. Well, I'm talking about this season.
There would be hell in the street. There would be blood. Everybody would riot. I think I'm with you on the Clippers move. I think that's, I don't know if the Lakers and the Clippers would ever make a trade with themselves, but I can see KCP long term making that just I'll rent in a different apartment in LA type of move. I can see that. I have a few teams I think he can end up on that. I agree with the Rockets too. I think that if he ended up on the Pelicans, it would be for an Anthony Davis. He would be part of that package, more so for salary cap purposes than New Orleans actually needing his services. I could see him either playing out the year or even getting bought out so he can go play with another contender. But aside from the Pelicans, I think the Hornets too. Don't sleep on the Hornets' desperation to try to offload Nicholas Batum. It seems like they're willing to attach a asset to get rid of him. So we'll see how that plays out. You never know. Maybe the Lakers get involved in the 3-team trade to try to pick up a pick so they can then, engage the New Orleans Pelicans when they try to trade for Anthony Davis and not, I don't know, Nikola Mirotic that Danny wants to trade KCP for this year.
I think the reason why I said New Orleans because of the playoff run. They're not going to let go of Anthony Davis right now. But if you can give him something to appease him for the rest of the season, in their mindsets, I mean, obviously I want Anthony Davis more than, I want to get, a pay raise at work type thing. Yeah, of course, I want Anthony Davis. But if you could appease him for this season, maybe he thinks otherwise. That's the New Orleans mindset. So let's go get KCP to help out with this playoff run. That's what I was kind of aiming at and shooting for.
Okay, I understand. We'll let the wolves of Twitter decide. But and then finally, as a final location for KCP, don't sleep on the Orlando Magic. Danny, I have a theory. I had a dream. I had a vision in my sleep last night. In this vision, I was watching NBA basketball, and I was watching a game between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Orlando Magic, and the announcer said the starting backcourt consists of former Lakers D'Angelo Russell and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. For some strange reason, I think D'Angelo Russell is going to get offered the bag in Orlando because the Brooklyn Nets are going to go big name huntings for Kyrie and or a Jimmy Butler or a Kawhi, and they're going to let D'Angelo off restricted free agency and let him down to Orlando. And they also need more shooters because they have enough big men to play in the big man basketball league, but the NBA, you kind of need some smaller guys that can shoot and defend and run around. So they go and give KCP a contract too. So that's I don't know, man. I don't think I've been around any peyote recently, but I see that for some reason. So
guys, just let everyone know, Ricky is woke. He's not sleeping. He's woke.
I maybe am sleep deprived at this point, but that's neither
He's
here
woke,
nor there. Yeah, right.
guys. That prediction, he's woke. He's woke.
So, but yeah, at the end of the day, I don't think we're seeing KCP on the Lakers. We're definitely not past this year, and maybe most likely out of all the people, all the current players on the roster, not past the trade deadline. We're going to take one more quick break, and when we come back, we're going to wrap up the rest of our. Okay, let me start that again. We're going to take another break, and when we come back, we're going to jump back into our Defensive Player of the Year nominee. All right, is it me or you? I think it's me, right?
Yeah, we're on Kobe Reward X Factor
Oh
clutch
shit!
player. No, it's
All
okay.
right,
Don't worry about
let
it.
me do the exit again.
Okay.
Or should we just do Defensive Player of the Year and then do clutch
Yeah,
award?
the Meta World Peace Award.
Yeah. Okay, I'll hop back in.
All
right. And yeah, man, next time you want to tell me you're trying to fight about something, yeah, tell them to take care of oh shit, I'm back on. All right. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Our next award that we're going to get into is our Defensive Player of the Mid-Year Award, aka the Meta World Peace Award. One of our trivia questions, I believe, that we have coming up is centered around the Defensive Player of the Year award. So be on the lookout for that one. But Danny, out of all of the Los Angeles Lakers on the team so far, Lakers have been playing decent defense. Honestly, we thought the offense would be the highlight, and it's been a little flipped. That's kind of been Luke Walton's stick as of late. His defense has been better than his offense as a team's. But who has been your defensive player of the mid-year?
Well, I'm gonna go with Kyle. No, I'm just kidding. It's not Kyle Kuzma.
Wow.
I'm gonna go. No, I'm joking. I'm joking, guys. Seriously, I'm kidding. To me, at first, I was gonna say JaVale McGee because he's an incredible shot blocker and a shot alternator. But you know, is this kind of wrong to say after that Donovan Mitchell dunk, I had to give it Alonzo Ball because he's a better defender?
Wow.
No, but on the real tip, Lonzo Ball is my mid-year defensive player of the year award for the Lakers. He's been doing it all. His switching is amazing. Footwork is phenomenal. He got a lot stronger, so he's not getting backed down or bodied in the post. Blocking shots left and right. And I think the thing that sealed it for me was the game against Detroit. Comes down, blocks the mid-range shot from behind from one of the Detroit guards, gets the ball into transition, pushes it forward, uses all that speed, and throws a beautiful dime pass to KCP. That's what he can bring.
Magic.
That's something he can bring. It's that Jason Kidd effect, the fast hands, the strong hands to get the ball from your point guard. He'll rip you, take your cookies, and eat the lunch in front of your face when he lays it up in front of you. So he's that kind of player who can make defense into offense because he's not a great one-on-one player. How he gets his buckets, how he gets hot. He gets hot off steals. He gets hot off a defensive rebound. And that's a great way to get your team going too. And I think that's really cool. He makes defense look cool. Lonzo Ball makes defense look cool.
I 100% agree, and that's why I picked Lonzo too. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like I gave him for my Young Bull Award. Lonzo, it makes watching defense enjoyable again in a league where defense is optional at best. Lonzo has brought back the intrigue to that side of the ball. I just hope that people are pointing it out that when you got little basketball fans next to you, that you're pointing those things out to them and not just the step back threes or the step back clanks that Lonzo is pretty prone to make. But yeah, I had Lonzo too. I have a few numbers about Lonzo and his defense that really has me excited about him. Every month, pretty much. Every month, Lonzo's defensive rating has gotten better. He started out at a 115 defensive rating, not great. Then he dropped all the way down to 104. It actually did jump up a little bit to 107. And then now in January, it's at 103. Like that 103 defensive rating, 104 defensive rating, 107 defensive rating, that is a good defensive player. And that is what I really like about Lonzo, because last year, his defensive rating was 107. He was good defensive player last year too. So this isn't just a just a once in a blue moon. No, I think it's proven now that Lonzo is a good defensive, borderline
Yeah,
great defensive point guard.
I think he's already an elite defender. I honestly do. If you can take all 30 teams, right, and name me their point guard, their starting point guard, I'll tell you if they're a better defender or not than Lonzo Ball. That's how good Lonzo Ball is on defense. The only guys I'd give it to would probably be like Pat Bev, and who's a better defender? I mean, Chris Paul.
Man, this is why we work so good
Like,
together. I actually pulled two names that you would think well, apparently not you, but a lot
like
of people
Avery
would think
Bradley, maybe.
top
I
of
don't know.
mind. And they would be, I had Drew Holiday and
He's good.
Patrick
Yeah, he's
Beverly.
good. Yeah,
And
Drew.
last year, Drew Holiday was first team all defense. And the year before that was Patrick Beverly. This year, the year that Drew Holiday won, the year that Drew Holiday made the first team all defense list in Grizzlies wins. Oh no, I'm sorry, he's on the Pelicans, right?
Yes.
Yeah. In Pelicans wins, Drew Holiday had a defensive rating of 107. This year in Lakers wins, Lonzo Ball has a defensive rating of 103. He is absolutely dominating when the Lakers win on the defensive end. And it's amazing. It's a pleasure to watch. And also, Patrick Beverly, we want to talk about defensive players. His defensive rating right now is 111. So really, when you start to look at the landscape of elite defensive point guards, it's starting to thin out. Like Chris Paul, I think he's starting to go into the you can't consider him due to injury anymore. You right?
Yeah. And the Chris Paul's a great like on ball like defender, but he's just not as quick anymore as he used to be. You know, he still has great hands. He can still get some steals. Russell Westbrook's up there this year in steals, but I don't know how good he is as an on-ball defender compared to Lonzo Ball.
Exactly. So that one, I'm happy we agreed for Zoe. JaVale was also my runner-up. He's done a lot of great things on the defensive end. He did get bodied by Donovan Mitchell, but I do want to say one thing.
What's up?
There is honor in taking on the responsibility of being the rim protector on your team.
Of course.
If you are going to be an elite shot blocker, you only can do that by getting dunked on once in a while. That's just going to happen. These are the best athletes in the world. Doesn't matter if there's a foot difference in height. Donovan Mitchell, he would dunk on 99.9% of the population, probably 100%, right? But JaVale, I am double salute to you, man. I love how you handle it during the press conference too. You are the OG. I wish I grew to be 7'2" and to handle basketball like you do this year. So shout out to you. Sorry.
Absolutely. No worries.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to take one last commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to wrap up our final awards. All right, Danny. So I'm sure both our Clutch Award and our MVP Award are the same. So yeah. Why don't you present it, but just say that you're going to combine them because you figured that.
Are you doing X Factor as LeBron?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just do that too then.
Yeah. So yeah, okay. Just combine the questions because we both know. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to present it?
Oh yeah. Well, okay. Bring us back from break.
Sure. All right, guys, back from break and the Late Night Lake Show mid-season award show. Ricky, with our last two awards, it's kind of obvious, but the presentation of these awards. So when we're watching, this award goes to. All right, hold on. Let me redo it. 1 second.
All right.
All right, welcome back, guys, to the final segment of the award show, the mid-season award show from the Late Night Lake Show. Ricky, these last two awards, very important to team success because it goes to the player who wants it most. This award is after the Mamba, Kobe Bryant, the most clutch. Give it to me in the late. Oh, fuck. Let me redo it.
Okay. You
All right, guys, and welcome back to Late Night Lake Show. Back from the commercial break, and back. Oh fuck, dude! I don't know how to. I want to like kind of combine both,
Yeah,
but
it's like, hey guys, we're back from break. RJ, I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say that these next two we probably have the same for.
okay,
Stop me if I'm wrong, and then like kind of do that.
yeah, okay. All right, guys, welcome back to the Late Night Lake Show's mid-season award show. Uh, Ricky, with these last few awards, correct me if I'm wrong, stop me if I'm wrong. I'm sure we have the same idea and outlook on these two. This award is named after and brought after Kobe Bryant, the Mamba, the Killer, Mr. 81, Mr. Clutch, the X Factor Clutch Player of the Year. And for me, Ricky, and I'm sure it is you, I'm going with LeBron James. How about you?
Yeah, no, yeah, 100%. There's no really second that is even worth considering right here. I have none in my other players considered box. Like LeBron is averaging what he averages on his career. He's averaging 27, 8, and 7. You want to talk about clutchness? You want to talk about MVP? Danny, I'm just going to shoot off some numbers to you. We all like what the first 8, 9 games, we were all kind of on pins and needles because it looked like LeBron was playing what 60% basketball, and we were
Yeah.
like, "Damn, is LeBron really just here on vacation?" Let me just reel off some numbers that I don't think people realize. These are LeBron's points, his scoring totals in games this year. LeBron has scored 51, 44, 42, 38, 36, 35 twice, 32 twice, 29 3 times, 28 6 times. Like, if you want to talk about someone who just brings it consistently, what's the number one thing that pisses us off on this show about our young core members? It's their inconsistency. And honestly,
Yeah.
that's what is people's biggest frustrations with young people in general. We're inconsistent. But you know what? Like this show, we do have promise, and we will continue to get better. That's why we still hold on to our young core members. That's why you guys still held on to us. That was brought to you by caringisloving.org. But anyways, fuck, I really got lost off sidetrack. But no, it is no debate that LeBron deserves the X Factor award, the MVP award, the everything award. Honestly, there could be a case for any award that doesn't have to do specifically for someone coming off the bench that LeBron deserves
For
all
LeBron.
of them,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, he could be. Absolutely. I would agree with you 100%. LeBron does things on the court that's once in a lifetime, once in a generation, and the fact that we have him on the Lakers is it's a blessing, and we have to appreciate it. He is the Kobe Bryant Award winner, and he is the MVP winner, which we did name after another Laker great, Magic Johnson, because he did win 3 league MVPs.
I don't. All right. So where do we go with this? So, Danny, are you concerned at all in our savior LeBron when he comes back from injury
No,
that
not at
he
all.
won't? Okay, right.
No, not at all.
No issues. Just dead
No,
this for me.
I think this is great. I think okay. The thing with LeBron is when he's out like this, it helps him not only with his recovery from his injury, but rest. I mean, LeBron is no spring chicken. He's not his 5th year in the league. He's in his 16th season. The guy has a lot of mileage and a lot of minutes logged. He needs this type of rest, and he's seeing what we can really do without him because he knows, hey, when I'm on the court, it's a whole different ball game. We can compete and play with any team in the league, but when I'm off the court, I have my eyes on you guys. I want to see who's going to step up as number 2 or potentially future number 1 when I'm not here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know,
So
man.
don't be concerned. There should be no concern, Lakers fans, Laker Nation, other late night Lake Show listeners, Ricky included. Ricky, you got nothing to worry about, man. He's gonna come
Danny, I
back
don't want to
stronger.
go back. I don't want to go back to bad
No,
basketball.
no,
This
no,
is
no,
really
no.
hard right now. Danny,
Hey,
I'm tired.
take a breather.
No, I'm
breathe.
tired of losing to
Breathe.
Utah by 20. We supposed to own them fools. I'm tired of losing to the Sacramento Queens by a buzzer beater. That's some shit, man.
Okay.
We ain't
Okay.
supposed to lose
Okay.
to the New York
Breathe.
Knickerbockers at home. The Knicks. Danny,
Take a breath.
no.
Count to 10.
No.
Count to 10. Ricky. Ricky.
I need LeBron back healthy. If LeBron
He's
ain't
coming
back
back healthy. Ricky.
next
Ricky.
5 years of my life, hell, the next 8 years of my life, if LeBron is not the same as he was before, I don't know if I can stand it, man. It's going to be hard, but I think we're going to get through it.
I think we will. Of course we will. Ricky, breathe.
Yeah, I think he's going to be fine. He's LeBron. He's not human. He's a cyborg. This is what he does.
He's the closest thing to the Terminators we got in the NBA. So just breathe. He'll be okay. He needs this rest.
Let's not forget that the closest thing to the Terminator is not in your 1 or 2 in your GOAT rankings and never will be. But if you want to hear about Danny's GOAT ranking, check out our GOAT Talk show last episode. There's some juicy stuff in there that I don't think people have unpacked yet. But that's so go check out that content. But yeah, LeBron, I think we are on the same page. LeBron is MVP. He's Mr. Clutch. He's Mr. Everything. Anything else we need to add on to that you want to point out about our Lakers that at the midway mark? Any other observations about our team?
I'm happy we're in the playoff hunt. We should be a little higher, but
period.
We're gonna correct the mistakes we've made. Second half of the season's when we're playing more of the competitive teams in the league now because we haven't played the Celtics yet. I'm excited for that. We're going to play the Rockets more. We're going to play the Warriors more. We're going to play the Thunder more. It's just like I'm sick of seeing us playing against, the Mavericks and the Magic. And it's like, no, I want to see us go toe-to-toe. Yeah, like
that's a great point. I'm tired of playing teams that can disappoint me if we lose to them.
I want to see us go against Philly. I want to see us go against, Milwaukee or another top like the Raptors. I want to see that. The second half of the season
at that Milwaukee game. I'm definitely at that Milwaukee game for sure.
Okay. Nice.
Ask me what I'm looking for.
What are you looking for?
No, sorry, as that's like you flowing at the end of your combo.
Oh, okay. What do you mean?
Just as you're giving your answers of what you're looking for, just like, all right, and what are you looking for? Like, just do a little transition.
Okay, all right. I mean that, and I hope you enjoyed that game. It's gonna be a great game, Giannis versus LeBron, and that's honestly what I'm looking for. I'm looking to see the competitive fire against the great elite teams in this league. Now, Ricky, I don't know what you're looking for in the second half. But I'm hoping it's a lot more Laker wins. Am I right?
Well, yeah, that's always been number one. This is don't get it twisted. This is a Lakers nationalist podcast. Lakers first, always. But some things I'm looking for. You hit the nail on the head. Just stay in the playoff hunt. Everything else right now. We've said this when LeBron signed. We said this when the season started. We said this now at the midway point. I'm saying it again. This is a purgatory season. I don't think any big trades are happening this year. I think all this is leading up to this summer, and we're just going to see what's going to happen, right? Any moves the Lakers are going to make are going to be not impacting this upcoming summer. So I don't expect any superstars coming onto the team. If they are, they're on 1-year deals, and they're probably a little bit older if that's the case, right?
It's kind of like a rental, yeah.
Right. It's definitely a rental. What I'm looking for, just stay in the playoff hunt because, hey, guys, all of my life, I've been told by friends that have loved and worshiped LeBron that he is the greatest thing in the world, and all I've seen is him go to the finals back to back to back to back to back to back to back years. I'm trying to see what that's about. I'm not trying to break that streak. So all I want, get me to the playoffs. I'm trying to test drive that LeBron car. Let's see how far it can take us, right? Yes,
Yeah,
maybe
I
we
want to
don't
see
have the
that.
premium gas in the tank of a D Wade or a Kyrie Irving or a Chris Bosh or a Kevin Love, but we got. Do we even have mid grade or do we have regular? What's in the tank right now? I think we got
Uh,
regular in the tank. Can LeBron take regular to the tank? He did last
no,
year.
no, no. Here's the
He
thing.
took
Here's the
less than
thing.
regular to the
Here's
tank
the thing.
last year.
Nah, I mean LeBron plays in Cali now, man. He's going green. We got electric.
Oh, we running electric. I like that. I like
Yeah,
that. Yes. We running on clean energy right now. And if there's any
exactly.
smogging up, hopefully we'll take care of that. But
Absolutely.
I think that wraps it up, man. This was a lot of
Yeah.
fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. That was our mid-season rankings. We'll make sure to get this out on Twitter. Once again, make sure to follow us. I'm at Mr. Ricky Spanish. Danny, where can the people follow you?
Of course, at based_Dan, BASED_Dan, based_Dan for all my social media handles.
And that's it, guys. We will see you. The Lakers will play tomorrow. Hopefully, let's get another win. By the time you're hearing this, well,
Let's
sorry.
go.
Let me hang on.
Let's
Hang
go.
on 1 second. Let me figure out who the Lakers are playing tomorrow. 2 seconds. Sorry. Lakers are playing the
No, you're
Cavs
good,
tomorrow.
bro.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time you guys are hearing this, the Lakers will be playing the Cavaliers tonight. LeBron is not going to play, but the Cavs are absolutely awful. So we are hopeful we could get back. Sorry. Wow. I had a burp in me for a little bit. Probably sounded like it. All right. Well, one last time. Let's wrap this show up. All right. By the time you guys are hearing this show, the Lakers will be playing tonight against the Cavaliers. LeBron will not be playing. Obviously, he's still out due to the groin injury, but the Cavaliers are one of, if not the worst, basketball team on the face of the United States right now. So hopefully the Lakers get back on track with a win. So we hope you guys are kicking off the New Year's great, and safely, and productive. This is the Late Night Lake Show, coming to you live in 2019. You guys be happy and be safe. Danny, welcome back.
Yep.
Time to get back to the
Thank
grind,
you.
man.
Of course, man. That grind never stops. Can never cheat it. And with that being said, we out.
So take us away. All right, good stuff, Dan. What do you think?
Nice job, man. It's good. It's good overall flow. I think we had good content. Nothing really to complain about.
Right.
I think our biggest thing is knowing when to go in our transitioning. I think sometimes we'll talk too much about one topic, but other than that, I mean, it depends how it flows. So I think we should just we got to do what we got to do.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that it would make the editing a lot easier if we had our own time restrictions. But yeah, we both can get a little long winded, but that's all good.
No,
I'll
that's
make
cool,
sure
man. Don't even trip.
we trim it down to our
Yeah,
stuff. But
I hope it went well. I mean, I think it sounded great. And we sounded pretty like we were on track, on schedule with our order and timing, and we get some good stats. So I think we're good.
me too. All right, man.
Nice
Be
job.
safe driving back.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
Thanks,
I'll
buddy.
talk to you. I'll let you know when it's up.
All right, for sure.
All right.
Thanks, Ricky.
Peace.
Bye, bye.